Okay, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things and being cozy while playing board games. That's what this video is about today. So, I was thinking, a lot of people ask, what even is cozy gaming? I like to be cozy. I would like to start playing cozy games. So for today's video, I thought I would do a beginner's guide to cozy gaming. What it means, some of my recommendations on how to set up your cozy game day, some recommendations for some cozy games that you might like to try. So that's what we're here today to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is we are going to set the mood. Now, this could mean a lot of different things. For me, it's a lot about just the environment that you're creating, which includes things like mood lighting, what you're wearing, what you're sitting on, what you're drinking, what you're eating, what games you're playing, all of those things. That is the mood. So, what I have done today to set my mood is I have opted for some warm lighting using this lamp. This is a very, very old retro lamp. I know some people saw it in our studio vlog and they hated it, and that's fine. But I love it because there's something really old and retro and vibey about it. And I have opted for a warm bulb inside. A lot of lighting these days is bright white lighting, which is great for a lot of things, actually, like filming as an example, but for being cozy, not so much. So starting with lighting. Now, like I said, I like to opt for warm lighting. If I wasn't filming a video right now, I wouldn't have the overhead lights on. I would just have like straight up lamps, just so long as you can still see the game board, because that's kind of the whole point, because we're playing cozy games. So warm lighting. If you have fairy lights in places that you can kind of like hang them around, I think that would be great too. I don't really have the best space for fairy lights. I guess I could have put them like on the table in behind me and stuff, but I haven't put any up. But what I did put up is candles. I think candles are so cozy. I love candles. So I have opted for a few different ones today. I am a huge fan of buying candles locally. So the candles that you would have seen or that you're seeing in the video now are crafted from local vendors. Obviously, you can buy candles wherever the heck you want. You can get them at Winners, TJ Maxx, you can get them online, you can get them through Etsy, all of these different things. Just find some scents that work for you. My personal favorite, I have this creamy chai vanilla latte, or it's just creamy chai latte candle. It's warm, and there's something about like a cinnamony latte coffee warm smell that is very cozy to me. Find your own cozy smell. That one's mine. Another thing with the environment is blankets. I have this, it's falling down. I have this extremely soft, cozy blanket. If it were a little bit cooler today, I'd have myself all wrapped up in it. But I just like having blankets kind of around, lots of like pillows, things like that, that just kind of like make you feel comfy. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a texture person, so I could just be sitting here petting this blanket all day and I would be happy as a clam. Obviously today I have set up for a solo cozy game day. As the video goes on, I'm going to talk about both solo cozy gaming as well as multiplayer cozy gaming, but today I'm by myself and I typically cozy game by myself. I don't know why, it feels more like a solo activity to me, but you can certainly do it with other people. Okay, so whatever you like to do, maybe you and your partner want to just have a cozy game day, and that's totally great. So today I've set up for a solo cozy game day, but of course everything applies every wear. The next thing that I would recommend is get yourself a hot beverage in a very like inviting, cozy mug, your favorite mug. I don't care what the mug is, it doesn't matter. This one that I have is Winnie the Pooh. It says, "See the good in all things," which is just in and of itself a cozy quote, but there's something very comforting to me in particular about Winnie the Pooh. So this is a very cozy mug for me. Also like the colors and the leaves and all of that stuff. So I would recommend having a hot beverage of some type. You can obviously have tea, coffee, make yourself a latte, have some hot apple cider, do a hot chocolate, whatever kind of works for you. I believe that tea screams cozy to me, but my hot beverage of choice is coffee, always. So I have made myself a vanilla coffee. I put milk and sugar in my coffee because I'm crazy like that, obviously. And then, of course, we want to have some cozy snacks as well. I'm a sweets kind of person. I like sugar. I like chocolate. I like these types of things. So my cozy snacks of choice are going to be things like cookies, chocolates, not like cake and pie, obviously, but something that you can eat with your hands that's not super messy. Like, I don't want to have kind of like something I have to eat with a fork or a spoon, or that I'm gonna need like a million napkins for. Doesn't really fit the vibe. So I opt for things like shortbread cookies and sugar cookies and chocolates and stuff like that. Now, if you want to elevate it even more, you can go for a charcuterie board, okay? Because charcuterie boards do be cozy, super cozy, and everybody loves cheese. If you don't love cheese, please put that in the comments because I don't understand it. If you're lactose intolerant, you obviously, you know, you're excused, but still, you can eat like goat cheese, I think. I'm pretty sure. You can even prepare some snacks that are on theme with the game that you're playing. So as an example, I have a game here called Elevensies, which is about a morning tea. So for Elevensies, think of the tea as in like tea party style. So you're having like finger sandwiches, like little cucumber sandwiches and little pastries, maybe like some croissants and tea. So if you're playing a game like that you can kind of get into the vibe of the food for the game, you can match that up as well. And I think that's really fun too. The game that I have set up today is River Valley Glassworks. So I'm not about to eat glass, so I don't have themed food. Although these cookies with the jam always remind me a little bit of stained glass, you know? You can get stained glass cookies. You can get rock candy. I don't know, get crazy with it, you know what I mean? My next tip to create a good cozy environment is don't forget the music. So you can choose your favorite album, something that gives you comfort, something that you like to listen to, but it doesn't maybe distract you or take you away from the game that you're playing. So for me personally, I like more instrumental music for this type of reason. You know, maybe some lo-fi beats if that's what you want. You can create a cozy playlist on Spotify. I personally love listening to records while I play board games. Our record player is at home, so I can't do it right now, but I do love the sound of like a vinyl playing, especially like an old one, because it's just vibey. I've used the word vibey a lot, but that's exactly what it is. I have created a cozy gaming playlist, which I will link in the description below. It is on Spotify. If you would like to use it, you can go right ahead and do that. But for me, it's just kind of like very chill, very subtle music. There might be some that has singing, there might be some that doesn't. Most of it will be kind of instrumental, like coffee shop music is really good as well. So anything like that, I think you just kind of get the music that fits the vibe. Once again, you can find music that also fits in with the game that you're playing. If that's something that you would like to do, maybe it's set in a certain era or place or time, like that kind of thing. Okay. So now that we have set the vibe, I think it's time to talk about the games. What do you think? I think it's time. Let's talk cozy games, cozy gaming. I have to be honest with you. These cookies on the table are really putting me through it right now because I really want to eat them, but I also don't want to have cookies and crumbs all over me while I do this video. So just know that I am showing really good resistance and willpower right now. All right, so there are obviously a ton of different games that can be considered cozy games. Now, for me personally, I would say that a cozy game is something that's relatively easy to set up, pretty straightforward to play, not super competitive if you're playing with multiple people. Something puzzly I usually find really cozy. Now, all of that being said, I'm talking about myself, and we are all different people. And so what you find cozy might be different than what I find cozy, vice versa. So I'm just going to be talking about what I personally find cozy and then maybe give you some suggestions based on that. So let's start with, I'm going to do it in two sections. I'm going to do cozy for solo play and then cozy for multiplayer play. Because there are some games that I find very cozy and comforting playing solo that I find really stressful playing with other people. So I'll get into it. But why don't we start with the game that we currently have set up on the table, which is River Valley Glassworks. Okay, this is from All Play. It was a 2023 release, 2024 release, one of the two. Recent release though. So this is going to be one of my suggestions for a cozy solo game. I do also think that this would work multiplayer if you're looking for a multiplayer cozy game, but playing it solo, it's just a lot more chill because you're just playing against like an AI opponent. So I also think super cute games can be very cozy, and this is a super cute game. But basically in River Valley Glassworks, you are collecting different pieces of glass from the river in order to put them kind of in your tableau, and you are trying to score as many points as possible. The different types of glass are going to have different rarities, and you are trying to get them both across and in columns. In the solo game, you are playing against an AI Automa character who has their own kind of goals, and they also have a variety of characters, like 5 or 6 of them. I think there's 5, and they're all different levels of complexity. So as an example, Otto Snugs, who I'm playing with today, he is a complexity of 1. So if you're looking for a chill, cozy game day, there's another recommendation. If there are options of difficulty levels, just do the easy one, because who needs that kind of stress in their cozy day? Not me. No, thank you. But River Valley Glassworks has been one of my favorite games of the past year. I just think it's very relaxing and very chill. I would suggest it for a multiplayer game as well. The difference, of course, is there's going to be that added level of competition. There's a bit more of a race element. You might be taking things that other people want, and they might take things that you want, which can cause a little bit of stress. I still think it's a cozy game though, either way. A few of my other suggestions for cozy solo games. Number 1 is A Gentle Rain. This game is a solo only game. It was specifically designed to be like a mindfulness activity where you are placing out different tiles, just kind of building out this pond, and when you match the colors, you get to bloom a flower. There is no winning or losing in this game. You are just trying to maybe score better than you did last time. It is just is the ultimate game of relaxation. I also really enjoy Calico as a solo cozy game. This is one of those games where when I play it multiplayer, I am not relaxed. I am very stressed out. Calico is very brain burny, but when you're kind of working on your own puzzle, I find the brain burn to be very comforting. I also find Calico has their solo game set up as different challenges, so you can choose which challenge you might like to do, and really all you're doing is puzzling. and puzzling is cozy. And calico is also very cute and warm, and I love cats, so it works for me. Then we have Dwarf Romantic. Now, Dwarf Romantic works both for solo and multiplayer as being a cozy game. This game is chill. You're building out like this little town or village, and you're trying to accomplish like some different challenges and stuff, but really what you're doing is you're pulling a tile, you're looking at it, and you're like, this can go here. If you don't care about points, you don't need to care about points. The fun thing about Dwarf Romantic too is that kind of every time you progress through the game, you get new things to unlock, and it's a very like calm. It's not competitive. If you're playing it multiplayer, it's cooperative, and it's just like, it's like a relaxing activity, honestly, that I think is extremely cozy. I also find roll-in rights to be really cozy, specifically when you are playing them by yourself. Three Sisters is my personal favorite. I think this one feels the coziest because of the theme. You're farming, you are growing different types of veggies, and you're harvesting them, and you're taking care of your garden, you're doing all of these things. It's extremely combo-y, which I really enjoy. So I recommend Three Sisters. And then, like I mentioned, any game you want can be cozy. And Final Girl is a cozy game for me. And the reason behind that, even though it's about murder and terror, it's cozy to me because I know this game so well. It's my favorite game. I can set it up, I can play it, I can have a challenge, I can have some fun. I can play it very chill and relaxed and not care whether I live or die or all of these things. So for me personally, Final Girl is a cozy game, but that's not for everybody. Some people find it very stressful, which I get. I just personally don't care if I win or lose, which helps. Now, if you are playing with friends, a few of the games that I would suggest for a cozy game day, I find tile placement games often to be very cozy. So something like Patchwork, even though it's competitive, I do find it to be very comforting, and maybe there's a bit of a nostalgia piece that goes with that, but I find Patchwork to be a very cozy style game. King Domino is another one, because in King Domino, the main interaction is that you're kind of competing over tiles, but you're building out your own kingdom. And I find when you're kind of working on your own thing, I find that to be a lot more cozy, a cozy type of competition versus, you know, somebody maybe taking over something that you've been working on. That's not so cozy. Another one that I think is like the epitome of cozy for a multiplayer game, even though it's competitive, is Seaside. This comes in like a canvas bag, and it's just these wooden discs, and there's something about the material of it, even the gameplay, because it's so simple. Anybody can play this. You can literally take it to the beach and play it on the beach if you want, but there's just something about it, like something about being on the beach and collecting different discs, and all you're doing is you're deciding to take a disc out of a bag and keep it, or take from the ocean, or all of these different things. You're trying to just get the biggest stack. The rules are very simple and anyone can play, and it's just the vibes of it are very cozy. So you could just kind of sit, have a coffee, play, and not really do a lot of thinky. And then the last one that I'll mention, which you can also play solo, I just haven't played it solo yet, is Verdant. And this one is, it's kind of part of that like Calico, Verdant, like Cascadia, that line. All of those games I find to be very cozy, but Verdant is about houseplants. And though I could not possibly keep a houseplant alive, except our aloe vera plant that's been going strong for years. This thing is a friggin' beast. But there's something about houseplants that's very cozy, and once again, you're just kind of working on your own little area. You are essentially just trying to score based on where your plants are placed out, along with different like decor. And you're working on your own thing, which once again I think is important if you're doing multiplayer cozy day. And it's puzzly and challenging, but in an enjoyable way. So I think Verdant is another great option. I would love to know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite cozy games to play? I have like so many other suggestions, but we've only got so many times. Maybe at some point I'll do like a top 10 cozy games if people are interested in that. But I think that these are a good place to start. And just remember, when you're having a cozy game day, it's all about quality and not quantity, which as gamers can be a little bit difficult for us. But maybe you're just like, hey, I'm gonna have a cozy game day and I might just want to play my favorite game maybe just once, or maybe I just want to play the same game a couple of times. The whole point of having a cozy game day is being able to kind of disconnect and do an activity that you enjoy doing, and there's no pressure. Nobody's expecting you to play like 20 games. And maybe this is more so me talking as like a content creator and feeling that I often need to play so many games. I think in this environment, in this type of situation, it's just play some games, have fun, and don't overthink it. And don't be hard on yourself about the rules, because who cares? And if you're constantly in the rule book, that's way less fun. I'm not saying like, if you're like, oh, I don't know this, don't check the rule book, but I'm just saying like, it doesn't matter, especially if you're playing by yourself. Nobody's gonna know. That's the best part about solo gaming. So these are just a few of my suggestions, but there's a huge world of cozy gaming out there. I feel like I often see videos about cozy gaming when it comes to video games, which I love a cozy video game, but you don't hear a lot about it within the board game space. With that being said, I would love to recommend my friend Jenna from the Board Game Garden, because she makes a lot of cozy gaming content that is very much so her vibe. So I'm pretty sure that if you've heard of me and us, then you've heard of Jenna. But just in case, if you have not, please go and check her out if cozy gaming is something that is kind of piquing your interest, because she does a lot of that over there and a lot of solo gaming as well. So just a shout out to Jenna, because I love Jenna and I think everybody should go check her out too. Oh, did you think that I was done? No, I have a few extra suggestions, bonus suggestions, because obviously I am me and I am a little bit extra sometimes. So I wanted to suggest a couple of things that can add even more to your cozy game day if you're looking to dig in a little bit more, even though I literally just said, don't overthink it, don't make it complicated. Some of you are like me and you enjoy complicating things even on your cozy game day. So let's complicate it just a little bit. So the first suggestion that I have to like really kind of get into your cozy game day, if you're not sure what to play, is you can just grab a bunch of games, write them down on pieces of paper, put them in a hat, a cup, whatever, and pull one out. You could do a random spinny wheel, anything that you like to do to kind of gamify your game day. Gamifying things is cozy to gamers. So I think that's a good idea. I also mentioned doing like themed snacks and things like that for, you know, when you're planning your snacks out and everything. I think that's great. Take it a step further though. Dress the part. Like if you want to play, let me think of an example. Parks. Parks is another game that I find really cozy. Maybe you freaking dress up like a park ranger. Why not? Or let's say you want to play a game like 11Z's that is about a tea party and tea time. Then maybe wear something that's a little bit like a sundress or something like that, and kind of get a little bit more into it. For some people this is cozy, I promise. Not for everybody, not for me. But for some people it might be, so I wanted to give the suggestion. Another thing that I do think can add, I think this is something that you would do before the cozy game day itself, but you can craft some like player tokens or craft your own like scoreboard or something like that. But I find personally crafting is very therapeutic. It's like a hobby that I have that I enjoy doing. So why not like amp up some of your games by crafting little pieces for them? You know, I think maybe like creating a little game day analog board of all the games that you played. Like we do this when we go to Rodney and Christie's. We have a poster board that we mark everything down on, and you can get really creative with it. You could draw, you could be like Jamie's cozy day, and you know, draw a big coffee mug and board games, and then put the list of games that you played, and then you can frame it if you want, or you can throw it in the garbage after. But it's kind of like an extra activity that you can do to kind of remember your cozy game day. And last suggestion that I have is to document. So that kind of goes a little bit along with the poster board analog thing that I just mentioned, but a lot of people do bullet journaling, and I think that you can take it a step further and bullet journal or journal your game day. Write down what games did you play, you know, what would you rate it? How was your experience? What did you score? All of these different things. Maybe you can draw a shelf of games and write on the spines, it's not a book, right on the, what's it called? Side of the box, what games you played. And this is just a little bit of a sneak peek and spoiler alert, but I am going to be doing a gaming journal video coming up soon. For people that are interested in tracking things like that. I have some ideas and some templates that I'd like to share with you guys if you would like to kind of journal your gaming experience and all of that stuff. But I think that's kind of like another thing that is very cozy, which is journaling, documenting. My background's HR, so I find documenting to be very relaxing. So that's everything that I have for this video today. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you got some suggestions. I would love to know if you now plan on having a cozy game day, because I personally, all of this has inspired me to definitely like put one together just for myself, or maybe even with me and Jeff, and kind of plan it out a little bit and just get into it. But I would love to know in the comments below, what are some of your suggestions for cozy games? Are there any things that you like to do, or any suggestions you have for people for a cozy game day? You can definitely hop in our Discord. We can have a chat about it. That would be super fun. But I think that's everything that I had for today's video. Let me know if you would like me to do a cozy game day vlog style video. I'm very interested in doing it, so let me know. And then maybe you can suggest some of the games that you'd like to see me play in that. I'd love to do that. But that's everything that I have for today. I'm hoping to do some more videos kind of in this style. They're a little bit more work, but that's okay. I really enjoy it now that I'm not working. Why not? You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna actually, now that I have this game set up, I think I might play it and have a little bit of a cozy me time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the cozy games that you saw today, I would love to recommend that you check your friendly local gaming store. For us, that is the Boardroom Game Cafe. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. And now I say goodbye. Goodbye. I'm gonna eat some cookies.